Welcome aboard the Norwegian Dawn. Once again, we are on a 10-day cruise. We started in Southampton in the United Kingdom, and we are going through to Oslo. Now, this ship, once again, is a bit of an older ship, built in 2000, launched in 2001.
I wanted to talk today about the itinerary that we are doing. We are doing Northern Europe. So we've gone to Le Havre, which is outside of Paris. We've gone to Amsterdam. We've been to Zeebrugge, which is the port for like Brussels and Bruges. And then today we're at Hamburg. So some of the challenges that you may experience when you're doing this particular itinerary is a lot of the ports are far away from the city center where you are trying to go for your activity. So Paris, for example, is like 2.5 hours by train or bus. Amsterdam took us an awfully long time. It's supposed to be about 45 minutes in because we were on one of the outside ports. We didn't realize there were two ports. We were told it was a quick, 15 minutes. That's if you're in the downtown port. But if you're in the outside port, it is a 45-minute drive without traffic. And in our situation, it was a really busy traffic day. So it took us almost 2 hours to get into Amsterdam, which really impedes your tours that you're going on or your events that you're going to, because now your time is that much more short. And then you have to remember, well, you need at least that much time to get back. So that has been challenging. We are glad today in Hamburg, we're right downtown, so we can quickly just get off the boat and be pretty much in the city center. So we'll let you know what the other ports are like. Jason, has there been any pleasant surprises while aboard the Norwegian Dawn?
Yeah, I've actually been very, very pleasantly surprised by the food on the ship. Whether it's in the dining room or in the buffet, I have found the food to be very good, actually. We have had complaints on other Norwegian ships that we didn't think the food quality was quite as good, so this one has been very, very pleasantly surprising. We haven't actually had a meal yet that we haven't enjoyed in any of the dining areas.
So, Jason, what have been some challenges here on the Norwegian Dawn?
The biggest challenge that I find with this ship, I don't know if it's because it is a smaller ship, it is quite hard to get around the ship. Finding your way from one place to another is quite difficult. You'll wander down a hallway and you'll end up at a specialty dining restaurant that you can't get past, so then you have to turn and recircle your way back around. So I do find that a little bit of a challenge, getting from one place to another. Another thing that I've found a little bit tougher on this ship is there really don't seem to be much in the way of quiet spaces. This ship, with it being smaller, doesn't have an observation lounge, so there isn't something that's set up specifically for that purpose. There are a few little hidden nooks and crannies. There's one on the 9th floor that you can't really get to other than by stairs from the lobby, which is quite nice. And then the library has also been quite nice on this ship, although there are only 10 or 12 chairs in it, so it's not really great for larger groups of people.
We have found on the Norwegian line so far, on all the Norwegian cruises that we have taken, that the entertainment is much different than maybe some other cruise lines. So something like a Cunard or a Holland America or a Princess. What you're going to find on Norwegian is a lot more casual. So there's not going to be as much structure for the daily entertainment. If you have a day at sea or half day at sea, it'll be very casual. So we noticed that because there wasn't big draws to the entertainment activities, people were just crowding the hallways and sitting in windowsills and kind of all over the place because there's nowhere quiet for them to sit and just read and rest and relax, but also there's not a big draw of activities. It'll be things like maybe a crossword or maybe some origami, but it's not something where maybe it's a big trivia or a game show or an event content at night, they're not always as big of a draw that you would see perhaps on other ships. On other ships, you might even see things like daily presenters, speakers, those kind of things that you're not going to find on Norwegian. So people who cruise Norwegian tend to like that. They like the flexibility. They like not having to go to a lecture, and they like just having their own schedule, get up when they want, do what they want. So keep that in mind. That's really Norwegian's flow here, is really minimal type of entertainment, very flexible, so that you can do whatever you want, but don't be expecting things that you might expect on other ships.